Well, hello YouTube, it's me, Fortmaster, and welcome to something new. This is Deltarune Chapter 3 Secret Boss Solved Woody Theory. I initially discovered this when I decided to look up like the actual reason and source of that friend inside of me meme that Toby Fox supposedly started. And yeah, this was the first thing that came up, and I mean, I'm obviously a little confused, but I'm also very intrigued. And honestly, yeah, that's all I have for why I chose to watch this video. I mean, chapters 3 and 4 are going to be coming out sometime this year, so I thought it'd probably be fun to see, how close they get it. And though that being said, I literally did just like 10 minutes ago see a thing on Twitter since Toby Fox was trending. Apparently on his Blue Sky account, he talked about somebody talking about how they missed a character named Tenna, which I assume is short for antenna, which that probably might have something to do with the secret boss, or maybe not even the secret boss, maybe just the regular boss of chapter 3. So, I mean, we're gonna have to see, won't we? So, yeah, of course, as always, original video is linked in the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video will lead to my Let's Play of the day. And yeah, if you like this video or any other video that I make, I would very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like and subscribe to my channel. All those little things help my channel in the, algorithm. And because I'm very much hoping to hit, 5,000 subscribers, sometime this year, hopefully. But yeah, with all that out of the way, let's get this thing started then, shall we?
Hello everyone, my name is Spooky Dude, and today I would like to shove you all into the void of madness.
What is this?
As I have developed the most insane theory humanly possible. I honestly can't believe all the puzzle pieces in this are fitting together. This was intended to be a miserable...
Okay, so, anybody who knows what, this footage is from, where is this from? Because, we have Azrael, Noel... Charkis? Charkis? Is that like Chara and Chris mixed together?
video. A video where I talk about how nothing matters and how you all have to stop looking into tiny details. But it ended up being this ridiculous conspiracy that I have come up with, and I am so glad that I could share it with you. If you clicked on this video, you've seen the thumbnail, you've seen the title, you know this is going to go off the rails. Toby Fox just released the latest installment of the Deltarune newsletter, a collection of interviews, factoids,
this video's
news, and Deltarune
a year
updates.
old, okay.
This time around, Toby has shared a little bit of information regarding Chapter 3. He joked about this area with a whole bunch of trees that when they were testing caused the game to lag. He revealed Chapter 3 is about to be finished, and he actually revealed that it was actually in the stage of being translated, which is great. But he also shared some shocking news, some tragic news. Please remove your caps as I read to you this very, very sad news. He says, true maniacs know that there is some sort of extremely brief cowboy scene in Chapter 3. This was teased on the Spamton Sweepstakes website. However, this segment is in danger of being cancelled. Seriously.
Oh no,
one of
really?
the only segments that we teased may end up cancelled? Well, that's just how cowboy shows go, I guess. This is really tragic news for everyone who was really excited for 2 minutes of mildly entertaining shootout action. Or is it? See, many fans have pieced together a secret plot, a crazy, Mobius double reach around Toby Fox plot twist that he has planted right under our noses. Many people are suggesting that Toby Fox has purposefully just revealed the secret boss for Chapter 3. Fans are suggesting that Toby's wording in this newsletter is very odd. He doesn't say that the segment is getting cut, or we're taking out this segment, it's scrapped.
In danger of being canceled. Like a show. Okay.
He specifically says it's in danger of being canceled. What does that mean? How does he not know if it'll be canceled or not? You have to admit, it's weird wording, all right? And I will definitely agree with that. To make matters more interesting, he says that Chapter 3 is just about finished, so it's odd that he still isn't sure whether or not the scene will be added in. Add to this the fact that the original teaser was the only teaser on a different site than the Spamton Sweepstakes site, that being bluebubble.rodeo. That's where the original Cowboy section teaser was, with the blue bubble potentially referencing Peepus, a tie to the secret boss Spamton, and suddenly we are uncovering this huge, deep plot. Is what everyone seems to think. I'd like to take this time to point something out. I love Deltarune. I've spent hundreds of hours coming up with fun theories and talking with people about it on Discord. That being said, when looking back, my channel has been largely negative. So far, my theories have been, this song isn't connected to Deltarune, Kara won't be in Deltarune, shipping is dumb, and you're all stupid. Okay, that last one's an exaggeration, but still. My channel has largely been me attempting to debunk things, trying to find ways to remove meaning from things that so many people think has meaning. I was literally midway through a video talking about how all that evidence that's pointing to Azrael being dead might not actually mean anything when I saw the newsletter. And so, I don't like being super negative, but I feel like sometimes there needs to be a negative voice telling, like, how a cat jumps up on the ledge, shoo, get off, get down. All of these theorists are jumping on Skies Forever Blue and his newest song, The Greatest Living Show, and they're like, oh, it's Gaster, oh, the ribbon, it's Das, and like, I'm not the biggest fan of that. But this time, I think there's something here, all right? I think there's the possibility that Toby Fox is intending something. And like I said, fans are starting to believe everything ever made is somehow part of Deltarune. The Greatest Living Show, Skies Forever Blue, Toby Fox's tweets from 20 years ago, it's all connected. It's all this giant puzzle.
Again, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm like partially distracted here because I'm watching this fight in the background. And again, what game is this from? It's driving me mad because like again, there's Charkris, and then you have the weird Spamton Clown Jevil hybrid, and then like Noelle is seemingly physical attacks instead of magic. It's weird. But that thought aside. Like, okay, so I'm thinking, and again, there was the whole thing, again, I've stated this multiple times, but, Toby has said that Chapter 3 is a lot more gimmicky than, other chapters. And I've, thought of that as being the equivalent of that. Chapter 3 is going to be similar to that one, to that one section Undertale where you're, doing all the shows with Metaton. You'll have, that one green room section that we've seen. And you'll leave it, go do a show with whoever the main villain of Chapter 3 is going to be. Then, after that section is finished and you've won, you'll be sent back to the green room. Maybe you'll be able to talk with people, plot will progress, and then you'll go out again and do another set. And again, with that tweet I saw today about a character named Tenna, again, the character Antenna related to TVs. And the fact that, there might be some relation to Peepus and Spamton, which again, there was that whole thing that, Spamton was talking about during the sweepstakes, but, and during the game with, Mike and stuff like that. Again, a lot of things.
And, I mean, honestly, with how mysterious Toby's been about the game, you can't entirely blame them.
Yeah,
this
definitely.
Out of nowhere, hey, that Cowboy segment is canceled update seems incredibly suspicious, given how it's also the focus of the Deltarune update section of the newsletter. To be honest with you, I can see both arguments potentially being correct. Either this means nothing, there is no meaning behind this, he's being genuine and he's canceling the Cowboy section, or this is a secret teaser for the Chapter 3 Super Boss. So I think I'll travel down both lanes here. I'll use both sides of my brain. I will light and dark, the choices, all the Deltarune stuff. I will talk about both options. I honestly was starting this video, to be completely honest with you, when I started writing this video, I thought, hey, this obviously means nothing. The Cowboy section was canceled. We gotta stop theorizing. But then something happened. I will give you a choice. I'll explain my reasoning for thinking why this means nothing, but then I will give you the most insane, unhinged theory with an incredibly detailed description of what this is teasing and who the chapter boss for Secret 3 is. Chapter boss for Secret 3. I'm going insane, all right? If you can't tell, I have stared into the void for quite a while, and
Again, I've said it before, and all these little updates, all they're doing is prolonging the inevitable. The longer that the Deltarune fandom goes without a new actual installment, the more theorizing goes from actual, like, quote-unquote scientific theorizing. It slides more and more over to being literal fan fiction.
I must have stared back because this is the most insane theory I've managed to create. And the fact that I got it out of literally a sentence is incredible. So let's get the misery out of the way first. Why do I think this means nothing? I think all these theories, the secret links between everything Toby's ever said kind of theories, stem from a fundamental misunderstanding of Toby Fox himself. There's this trend I see all the time when these really out there theories come into play.
What is that picture?
Someone's talking about this theory, oh, Skies Forever Blue is connected to Deltarune. Someone says in response, I don't think Toby would do that. It's not connected. There's no word that it's connected. It claims, he's claimed that original songs are not connected. And then the response I always see is, but it's Toby Fox. But it's Toby Fox. This one line has seemingly plagued all logical arguments as to why something isn't important. There's this unfounded belief by the community that Toby Fox is some kind of trickster, Loki-like character, who shows up and lies in your face, all in the spirit of fooling you. Don't get me wrong, I understand where it comes from. Undertale is a game that plays on your expectations. It subverts tropes that have followed RPGs for years.
Yeah?
But the thing is, all of these subversions were done purposefully and with meaning behind them. Toby didn't just pull the rug out and say, surprise, nothing you expected happened. Flowey asks you to reset because it's a big surprise. There's meaning behind it, right? There's meaning behind everything. The subversions in Undertale have purpose beyond just being surprising. Fans, though, seem to think Toby just outright lies. And the greatest example I think I can give of this is when Toby announced this newsletter. He said there would be little news, and people just outright didn't believe him. I saw so many people saying, well, it's Toby Fox, so he'll have a lot of big news. My favorite was someone who genuinely believed Toby was going to reveal the release date, but in a really small font, since he said there'd be little news. That'd be funny, but again, it's not something Toby would do. Toby's not a clown. Toby doesn't say, hey guys, no news tomorrow, only to reveal a lot of news because, LOL, you had your expectations subverted. To me, the community thinks of someone like Toby as a guy whose word has to be actively poked and prodded at. Nothing is as it seems, he's always lying, and to be honest, there are kind of a few times where it seems like they're right. Sometimes, Toby Fox could be, questioned. Look at what he said about Cyber City before Chapter 2 released, that it would be extremely small, when it ended up being a larger area. First off, extremely small is subjective. Perhaps he meant in relation to the entire chapter, or I don't know, it could have been cut during development, or not cut, but grown during development. Regardless, he said the area was small, and then the full game came out and it was much larger than expected.
Wait, Deltarune chapter rewritten. Scampton the Great. Is that what that is? Huh, okay.
That being said, I don't think everything Toby Fox says should be torn apart. He's pretty much explicitly stated that original songs are not connected to Deltarune, and then in the newest newsletter, he puts his newest song on the section that explicitly clarifies it's not related to Deltarune. And yet, people still insist on analyzing how the themes of the new song could possibly connect to Deltarune.
Yeah,
I feel like parts of the fan base genuinely believe Toby isn't just a general trickster, but someone who is really setting up a 50 million piece mystery where it'll turn out that everything was connected. And I think it kind of ties back to Scott Cawthon and the heyday of Five Nights at Freddy's. He would outright lie to the fan base and would be called a master troll. For his fan base, which was used to frequent releases and a steady stream of news and interactions, it makes sense for him to do this kind of thing. He'd announce that he's canceling a game only for it to release randomly one day. He'd announce that he's dialing back the violence, only for it to just be a giant troll. He'd say that release is a while away and release it the next day. I see Toby Fox and his handling of Deltarune getting lumped in with that kind of attitude.
Oh god, those were the days, weren't they? I remember them fondly. I mean, just going back to, Sister Location, I specifically remember the whole shock of when, on his website, it said Sister Location canceled due to leaks because, somebody had said something on the Reddit or something, and then everybody was super angry and super like confused, like, oh, why would he cancel the game? Why would he do this? And then it's not until you took the image and you turned the brightness all the way up that you saw that there was a secret newspaper clipping behind it that was talking about, oh, there were like the restaurant was closed down due to gas leaks and stuff like that. And yeah, there is a major difference between how Scott handled the fandom early on and how Toby is handling the fandom now. Again, I mean, but at the same time, it is a lot of fun. And at the same time, all the connections to like the music video and Des potentially being in the code or stuff like that. I mean, they do make, they are rather convincing, to say the least.
Seeing as he released chapters 1 and 2 randomly when nobody expected it. However, both chapters ended up getting some pre-release advertisement, even though most of that was through gaming news sites. The update claims that the Cowboy section itself is in danger of getting cancelled. It doesn't say that the Cowboy television show is getting cancelled, it says that the section of the game itself is getting cancelled. Chapter 3 is obviously late into development, and perhaps Toby realized that the section didn't fit the mood he was going for, or was just complicated enough that it would delay development even longer to make. There's no ambiguity when it comes to the update. The only line that could possibly contain any double meaning is, "That's just how cowboy shows go, I guess." But again, it's very hard to pull anything out of this either. So I think at the end of the day, I can confidently debunk this theory. Toby doesn't outright lie to us, the newsletter is explicit in saying the section is cancelled, and I feel like this entire mega teaser theory is built on a weak foundation of not understanding why Toby has surprised us in the past. After all, I can't think of any way to logically tie the cowboy theme into the Superboss. I mean, what kind of cancelled cowboy show could make sense? No, it all makes sense. It all makes sense.
Here we go.
Let's activate that other side of my brain. Let's go down that other path. Pretend for 1 second that there is no question of whether or not this means anything. Pretend for 1 second this does mean something, and I am here tasked with pulling meaning from it. You want crazy? You have got crazy. This is by far the second most insane theory I've come up with. The first, of course, being my big Gaster theory, but that's insane because it's wide-reaching across the whole story. This is insane because it is just insane, all right? I decided to turn off the rational part of my brain and instead look at this entirely with the belief that it's meant to be some kind of tease. And I can't believe the puzzle pieces coming together. Let's pretend for 1 second Toby is teasing a secret boss here. There is one line I can see with some kind of double meaning. Well, that's how cowboy shows go, I guess. What is the point of that statement? Why would he say that? It's it has to mean something, right? Well, my thought is that he's trying to tie it to the death of the Western, as the genre was largely erased from the American conscience sometime before the 1970s.
Yeah.
But why? Why would he be referencing that? Perhaps being tied to this concept, the Western and how it kind of faded out, is what will allow the secret boss to still fit in with both the TV theme and the theme of being discarded. But what an odd topic to reference, especially for his audience. Not only that, but I feel like the discarded theme would work if it ties to a specific show, not just the concept in general. Can we name any specific cowboy show that was canceled that would still be known by the age demographic of Deltarune's audience?
Woody's Roundup. Come on, join the fight. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen Toy Story 2. I think we still have it on like VHS.
That can tie into Deltarune's core themes, that features some recognizable quirk that can easily tie it to this game, that Toby Fox has been teasing under our noses this whole time. Woody's Roundup. That's right. Welcome to Woody Theory. Woody's Roundup is the name of a fictional TV show that featured Sheriff Woody, shown in Toy Story 2. Woody's Roundup in Toy Story 2 was a canceled television show. It was canceled and the last episode never aired. What if Deltarune Chapter 3's Superboss is a Sheriff Woody parody? The show was canceled, so the discarded theme comes into play. If the Superboss is Mike, it could easily tie into Spamton. Puppets, strings, it all makes sense. Maybe Mike is a pull string and they can only say a few things, parallel to how Chris can't truly speak their mind.
I would absolutely love that if the final boss just turned out to be Woody, but the only difference is they had a mustache. Oh god, that would be beautiful.
With only a set amount of options in each dialogue choice. And wait a minute, what has Toby Fox incessantly been posting about on Tumblr? Friend Inside Me, his Toy Story fan song. He's reposted this dozens of times and posted new versions of this messed up song. I think we're onto something here. What if that's what Toby has been doing this whole time? What if the reason he has been messing with Friend Inside Me is because he's going to sample the instruments and use it for the Super Boss theme? But how could it tie into the themes presented in Deltarune? Wait a minute.
Okay, actually, wait. I'm thinking of something, but I need to refresh my memory. Because, like, what did Friend Inside of Me sound like again? Now I'm just trying to picture like a song that uses that as like its template or something, and I'm just wondering what kind of boss fight would that be? Like almost like it. Thinking about it, it'd be very like slow and droning almost, as opposed to like the other like secret bosses we've had where they've been very hectic and energetic and stuff like that. Now, I actually almost thinking about maybe if you stick with like the cowboy theme instead of just being like cowboy Woody with like a giant mustache, maybe like it's like whoever the cowboy is, he's big and lumbering, and like and kind of like the opposite of like the Spampton fight where you're in like the carts and they're just rolling forward, but in this one you're in carts but they're rolling away like from the big lumbering cowboy as he just slowly keeps constantly chasing you until you defeat him in battle. This is weird. Chapter 3 is gonna be weird. Hi, it's me editing Fortmaster, and you know, quite literally, just as I was editing this video, I came across two videos that basically answer my question as to what, you know, an Undertale song based on Friend Inside Me would even sound like. The first one is just Deltarune Friend Inside of Me by Shadow Crystal, and it's literally just, you know, a boss battle theme that kind of like samples from Friend Inside of Me and stuff like that. And it is honestly absolutely perfect for what I like. I can now not imagine any other like secret boss battle for chapter 3 that does not use that theme. I mean, and I'm probably going to be very disappointed when chapter 3 comes out. Now, second is a video called Deltarune Chapter 3 Secret Boss Pete and VB, and it's a fan-made battle intro for his like iteration of, you know, the Friend Inside of Me theory. And I just love it because it works so much. Like, he's a cowboy, he's black and white, he's like, and the thing is, like, the way he's depicting him, he's making him seem like very uncanny because he's much more animated than the other characters, where they're like being animated on like 2s or something like that for their sprite work. This guy is basically animated like every frame is a different animation, so it's very smooth and very bouncy. It's very weird, and I absolutely love it.
Light, camera, action!
But yeah, enough of that. Back to the original video, and you know I'm going to be using this version of Friend Inside Me as the outro music, so you know, if there.
Maybe Mike isn't the Woody stand-in. Maybe Mike is a microphone. His microphone, the one inside him that controls everything you're allowed to say. Maybe his pull string, which connects back to strings, is connected to Mike, the friend inside me. This isn't even a joke theory. I genuinely believe it's possible. In terms of repeating themes with the secret bosses, Jevil and Spampton both have a carnival ride theming, with Jevil's being a merry-go-round and Spampton's being a roller coaster.
Yeah.
There are 2 different attractions I can specifically think of for his theming. The racing horse kind of game where you have to get your horse to the end of the track first, or a Western-style shooting gallery. The Friend Inside Me joke that Toby's re-uploaded numerous times is a reference to 2 things. Chris being possessed by us, we're their Friend Inside Me, and Mike being the small voice box inside the Woody character. There's a surprising amount that lines up here. Not only that, Not only that, but we know Toby has been messing around with Toy Story related stuff. Not only has he
Wait,
been
really?
mixing and messing with Friend and Me, he has also specified that the entrance to Queen's Castle should look like that Toy Story ride. Chapter 1 was even about toys coming to life. How does this connect with the Shadow Mantle? Well, the word mantle means many things, including just being a covering. It could very well be one of those shawl things that cowboys wear, or alternatively, I've seen these coverings put over racing horses being called mantles as well. There's also the fact
I didn't know that.
There is an American voice actor who voiced cowboys back in the day, who was well known for when he played Marshal Tom Sellers on the 1958-59 NBC Western series Buckskin, named Mike Road. He was also a voice actor for many characters. A voice actor who played a cowboy, Mike? I mean, obviously this is taking it to the absolute extreme, okay? There's very little that holds it here at this point, but...
I mean, granted, that whole Mike connection with Mike Road, that's pretty cool. I've never heard of that guy before. But that'd be awesome if there was like some sort of weird reference to him. Because again, you know, old star, referring to like a TV that hasn't been used in a long time, given, you know, what we see in Chapter 1. Okay.
But I think there is
So what's the
genuinely
battle
a
upside
chance.
down?
The Woody theory is that the secret boss of Chapter 3 will be a Woody's Roundup-inspired character, and he will be possessed in the same way Chris is, not exactly, but in a similar way, by Mike, the voice pack inside of him, who judges and makes him say things that, you know, are a set amount of things, so he can't truly express his true feelings. Boom. There you go. Woody theory. Well, that's that. To be honest, everything lines up well with Woody theory. It's funny, you know, it's kind of a parody. I think it's a reach, but there are a genuinely concerning amount of pieces that would make sense and would be enjoyable. And I don't know, having Sheriff Woody be the secret boss after so much Tumblr teasing does sound like something Toby would do. I hope it's real. But I ask you in the comments, do you think that Toby is being genuine? Do you think he's really canceling that section? Or do you think it's a super secret teaser for a super boss?
Again, I'm leaning more towards it being being like an Easter egg secret thing, because just of the vocabulary of it not being like cut, or not like the section being cut or anything, it being canceled, again, like a TV show.
Do you think it's some kind of Western boss, or what are you thinking? Do you think that my Woody theory is right? Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, please. I literally posted this theory days ago. You would have seen this earlier. Thanks for watching.
Again, I like the idea that the secret boss is going to maybe related to like a canceled cowboy show, like at least theming wise. I like the idea there. But again, we're going to have to see, because this is, oh god, Frind inside of me is driving me nuts. Toby Fox is driving me nuts. All these theories is driving me nuts. Oh god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I literally have nothing else to say on the topic, otherwise than, like, we're gonna have to see whether the cowboy section is still in Chapter 3 when it comes out. But, yeah, that's gonna be it for now. So, yeah, of course, as always, original videos linked into the description if you haven't seen it for some reason. Corner video lead to my Let's Play of the day. And, yeah, with all that out of the way, I hope you guys liked. If you did, leave a like, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.